Hi friends, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing this eyeshadow look using the Serenity palette. This is the beginning of my Week of Serenity series. If you don't know what that is, my Week of series is where I do an entire week of uploads using just one eyeshadow palette, so you can get lots of inspiration and ideas. In the description box below, I have a playlist linked with all of my Week of videos. I've used a couple from Odyssey, I've used Michaela from Glamlight. It's a lot of fun. So this is the Week of Serenity, and this is look number 1. If you want to see how I did it, stick around. If you've never been here before, hello, my name is Rachel. I am a homeschooling stay-at-home mom. I so enjoy playing with colorful eyeshadow, and I upload multiple videos every week that are all eyeshadow related. So if you want to see that sort of thing, remember to like and subscribe before you leave and hit the notification bell so that you don't miss new videos. Without further ado, let's get into this first look using the Serenity palette from Cosmic Brushes. All right, are you guys ready to play with the Serenity palette? I've played with this one a couple of times. In the description box below, I will link the playlist using the Cosmic Brushes. I feel like there might actually only be one video in that playlist right now, but I know that I've used it more off camera. I'm not sure. It's going to be down there if you're curious to see what I've done. This palette's really rather inspiring because it has what feels like a bit of a random smattering of colors with sort of a, blue, purple, green emphasis, but there are enough interesting colors in here that you really can get some very unique looks. So yeah, I've already primed my eyes. I used the Glamlight icing primer. Everything that I use on my face is linked down below in the description box where available. So let's zoom in and get going with this look. With a dense blending brush, I'm dipping first into the shade called Lagoon. This is such a beautiful teal-y kind of matte. It's deep, but not super deep, and it is a little bit more green heavy than blue, but I have blue undertones in my skin, so I think that it's gonna come off more on the blue side than the green. It is lovely though. It's been a little while since I used this palette. I'm gonna be totally honest with you guys. Each time I have used this palette, the shimmers have creased on me, which surprises me greatly because I haven't had creasing issues with any brand at all since I switched to the Glamlight icing primer. I used to crease like crazy with Beauty Bay shadows, but at that time I was using either the NYX primer or just a concealer. So when I ordered from Glamlight, I ordered their primer, and ever since then I've had no creasing issues at all with any brand, particularly Beauty Bay, which was kind of my litmus test because that's the one that was the worst. But I have creased with the shimmers with this Serenity palette, and it really surprised me. So in today's look, and actually in every look of this Week of Serenity, I'm going to be using the NYX glitter primer laid down underneath the shimmers, and I will let you know if that deals with the creasing or not. Now I'm taking a smaller blending brush. I'm going to grab the shade Spring and use this to blend out the edges. Cosmic Brushes, my edges are actually pretty good. They don't really need blending out color. They're looking fine. Should I do this? I think I will, just to bring in something different. You know what? I'll start Spring in this inner corner. How's that? And then I'll just sort of use it to transition into this Lagoon shade. Anyway, Cosmic Brushes has recently released their Muse palette, for which everyone has very high expectations, especially because Serenity basically broke the internet. So everyone's like, Muse is going to be great. It had better be great. They have a lot to live up to with their own product. And so far, I've seen very positive reviews on the Muse palette overall. I haven't watched a lot of videos on it, but it seems like it's, it's a pretty color story and people seem to be liking the quality. And I'm kind of going back and forth on whether or not I want to pick it up at some point. I know it's a permanent palette to their line. There's not a rush. It's not limited edition where you're going to have fear of missing out or be frustrated that you didn't get it when you could. But I don't want to get it if I have issues with creasing, because I just have so many other beautiful palettes. There is no reason at all for me to now settle for something that's subpar. And I'm not saying per se that the quality is subpar. The quality of the Serenity palette's great. So I expect that the quality of Muse is great as well. But on my own skin, if it creases on me, then I don't want to put money out for it because that's silly. So we'll see. I'm going to give the Cosmic Brushes formula more time, obviously, this week in conjunction with a glitter primer and see if it does better. This is looking lovely. Everything's blended out beautifully. The colors have worked together in a really nice way. It's time for glitter primer. This is the NYX primer. I'm just going to put it right here. Once that's laid down, I'm just going to give it a minute to dry and not be so tacky. And then I'm going to take a flat brush and dip into the shade Ether, which is, it's sort of a purple-blue duochrome, I think. So here's the shade Ether. I did spray it after putting it on the brush, and I'm going to start that on the center of my lid. I haven't had any problem with the shimmers laying down, so I can't tell you guys much right now, but I will update this video and let you know if this creased on me. So we'll see. Here's the shade Ether. It's a really pretty color. I'm bringing that all the way to the green matte. I think just for kicks, I want to warm this up a little bit. So I'll take that same brush and take the shade Odyssey, which is more of a gold shimmer. Where do I want to put that? I want to put that on the inner corner because it's going to look kind of cool with the green, that light minty green matte. Sorry, it's not an inner corner highlight. I'm using it on the inner third of the lid space. I don't know if that was clear. It's just warming up that area a little bit. And now because it's fun and I want to play in the palette, taking the same brush again and grabbing the shade Twilight just a little bit. This is the shade above Ether, and this one is a deeper bluish shimmer, and I'm taking just a little bit and putting it right on the edge where Ether meets Lagoon, just to transition into the depth of the Lagoon matte. My outer corner is not super deep today. I don't really want to go super deep with it. I think I want to leave it with the Lagoon shade because I easily could bring in four of the mattes in this palette that are deeper than Lagoon and really smoke that out a little bit, but I don't really want to, honestly. You don't always have to have super deep colors to get contrast. That is my preference. But you can get contrast simply by using yellow and red. Even if the red isn't crazy deep, you're going to get contrast between the colors, not necessarily the depth of the colors. So I think I want my outer corner to stay this more mid-toned teal shade, and I'm just contrasting it with the shades at the inner corner. But I will go back into my original brush, go back into Lagoon and add in just a bit more. Now that it's all blended, I'm adding in an extra layer. So it's not necessarily making it deeper, it's just reconcentrating that shadow. Now I'm going to bring the two matte colors that I used, Lagoon and Spring. I'm going to bring them onto the lower lash line and we'll go from there. For an inner corner highlight, I think I want to use the shade Awake. I'm going to take a small blending brush and grab that and put that right here on top of the mattes that I used. If this isn't quite light enough, then I'll grab the shade Opal, which is a pearlescent multichrome. This is pretty, but is it light enough? I think I will take Opal. I mean, I'm just playing. This is just fun. Just playing. I have no plan. I'll take Opal on that same brush and then I'll spray it. I'm going to place that right on top of Awake. Yes, there we go. That brings in a different, it brings in more brightness. Not necessarily color in this case, although putting it on top of the Awake is pulling out the blue in the shade of this multichrome because it's got sort of blue, green, pinky, white reflects. It's pulling out the blue, which is fine. But there we go. That's the inner corner highlight. Okay, I'm going to choose something for my waterline and I'll be right back to show you guys how this all finished out. Okay guys, to finish up this look, I used a creme gel liner from ColourPop. This is the shade Aglow. It's just a nice, light, springy sort of green. I did a winged eyeliner using the black in the palette itself. It's the far right lower corner. And then on my face, I have a little bit of bronzer from the Tulum palette from BH Cosmetics and Nomad, a Kofon Moonlight highlighter. And then on my lips, I'm wearing a ColourPop lip oil in the shade Paper Pansy. So that's everything that's on the face. I put a little bit of setting spray on, mascara, and that is everything. I so hope you have enjoyed this look. I think it's really pretty. I need to compare it with the other one that I've done on camera and see how they're different. I don't like to repeat myself because I literally have hundreds of ideas. And so the thought of repeating myself is like, but why would I do that? Because I could do something different. Especially and particularly if I'm filming. I definitely don't want to be repeating looks because you guys have seen it already. Once in a while I find that I've done a similar look but using a completely different palette, and I felt like, okay, well, it was a little unintentional, but at least I was using a different product. So if you happen to be following along and you have this palette but not that palette, you can get the result. Whatever. Anyway, I'm jabbering now. It's time for me to get up and get breakfast for my kiddos. So I hope you have enjoyed this video. Remember to like and subscribe before you leave. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Until I see you guys again very soon, probably tomorrow, using the Serenity palette. I hope you have a great day. Bye!